Hi, I'm Mike Griffiths, Biodiversity Project Officer for Nature Conservation Margaret River Region. I'm here today with Sweet Pittosporum, forest tree up to about 10 or 12 metres tall. Sweet Pittosporums are native to Eastern Australia. They're native in Queensland, parts of New South Wales and Victoria, but they've vastly expanded their range, and that's really a result of them being coming from gardens. Have been widely planted, and they love high rainfall, cool, damp areas like here in Margaret River. The trouble with Sweet Pittosporum is that it takes over the forest. It starts with just a few little seedlings here and there, and you think not a problem, and in the end you end up with a massive patch of it. It shades out the canopy. All your orchids go, your nice little ferns and wildflowers go, and you end up with a huge patch of Pittosporum and not much else. There's three features of Sweet Pittosporum that make it pretty easy to identify once you've got the eye in. The big broad leaves, shiny bright green, they tend to have a wavy edge, and hence its scientific name, undulatum, Pittosporum undulatum. They've got a big centre vein. The stems of the trees, the trunks, smooth grey bark, and they're pretty tall and straight. The reason why it's called Sweet Pittosporum is the flowers have this lovely sweet smell, typically around August, September. And at this time of year, early October, the flowers are giving way to little green fruit that turn into these lovely bright orange fruit about 1 centimetre wide. This patch of Pittosporum that we've got right here in front of us would have started with just a few trees growing along a little creek gully down here that would have come from gardens nearby. Those trees gradually developed, expanded, and birds carried the seed around, and now it goes for hundreds of metres on all sides. The fruit of the Pittosporum open up into these sticky seeds, and they're irresistible to birds and a few other things. The problem is that they carry them sometimes kilometres away. Here in the southwest of Western Australia, the main flowering time is August, September, October, then followed by the fruit, small orange fruit, and that's really persistent. That's the fruit carried most of the year, with the main dispersal time being in winter, autumn and winter. The trees are split between male and female, so every tree is either a female or a male. The easiest way to see that is when what happens after flowering. If it's female, it'll be covered with orange berries. If it's male, you won't see anything more until next flowering. When it comes to control, there's a few ways you can do it. The easiest way is when these trees are still little seedlings like that. They're pretty easy to pull out, like this one right here. There we are, that one won't grow again. It's important to put it up somewhere where the roots can dry out, away from the soil. A good way to control these things, if they're a little bit bigger than hand pullable size, is with a folding handsaw, or for some of the bigger ones, one of these little chainsaw style garden trimmers is the go. So this is the cut and paint method, where I'm just going to cut low down to the stump and then apply a herbicide, paint it straight on, a gel product called Vigilant. And that's it. So with the male and female trees on any patch of Pittosporum, there's somewhere between 30 and 40% typically a female tree. So a minority of the trees are female. And it's often, a patch like this is way too big to get in there and deal with all the trees. Target the female trees first with the little orange berries, and that'll contain your spread. Once you've done that, you can come back and work through the rest of the infestation. It's really important when you do have a heavy infestation of Pittosporum not to take them all out in one hit. Need to plan it. Make sure that for a start that you don't have birds nesting and ringtail possums nesting in the trees. Leave those trees and plan it. And the other thing is, taking all the weeds out in one hit is never a good idea without a bit of preparation. Other weeds tend to jump in and you've got issues like soil erosion. So it does need to be planned in advance. When it comes to identifying by the leaf, they can be really tricky when they're small. The key that this one here has got the wavy leaf, but the centre vein is also quite strong. There are a couple of forest plants that look similar to it, especially this tree hovia with the pretty little purple flowers. So when they're small, you need to be really sure about the identification of it. Otherwise, it's best to hold off until they're flowering and fruiting. If you leave these for a bit too long, this is what happens. They're fast growing trees. This tree right here is probably 6 metres tall or something like that. Sweet Pittosporum is just one of a whole lot of woody weeds that Nature Conservation Margaret River region are dealing with under our ongoing woody weeds project. For more information on it, we do have a nice little booklet on weeds in the Margaret River region, and the Nature Conservation website is full of information about Pittosporum and other woody weeds.